Welcome back to my episode number two, New Age Indian Dad, where I left off and I said I'll begin with my journey to Chicago as I was helped by my uncle and aunt, and I was able to come to US because help of my elder sister Priti Ruparal and the in-laws that I was able to purchase a ticket, and that's how my India journey to USA started. As I had not found a job in New York City, I had to come to Chicago because one of my friend in Waukegan said, "Come on over. Stay with me and we'll find a job." So I went there in a Greyhound bus in cold winter around December. Couldn't find a job in Waukegan. So my friend said, "Well, it's a very small suburb, north side of Chicago. Why don't you just go towards Chicago City? You may have a better opportunity." I didn't know anybody in Chicago, so stayed at a Lawson YMCA. Paid like $100, and at that time I had borrowed about $200 from my uncle. So there I was left with $100. So in the cold winter, I just kept looking for a job. Couldn't find a job, and it was very bitter winter, extremely cold weather, snow and sleet. Not used to it. In India, we just have Bombay. We have two weathers, and it's called hot and very hot and humid. And in monsoon season, it's hot, raining, and extremely humid. So I was not used to that, and my shoes were not even used to that. So my shoes gave out on me, and I had to walk on the street looking for a job in cold winter. And one day I would take a Chicago Avenue, which is long, goes maybe 50, 60, 70 blocks. I would walk there. One day I would take Milwaukee Avenue. One day I'll take a Damon Avenue, and so on and so forth. And, boy, I'd blister and I was bleeding in my feet, and I still had to walk because bus takes money, and I didn't have money for bus because I needed money for my food. Boy, my self-image was really hurt, and I was crying. I didn't want to go back home, and I had to apply for a job in McDonald's, and I got a job as a janitor who had to clean toilet, clean outside area and then mop the area where people are sitting, people are working, clean the breakfast vessel, which is with meat and eggs and bacon and all that stuff. What a shock to my self-image. Was already low because, no experience, and I felt lost as I'd never felt like this before. But what choice I have? I have to do what I have to do. And luckily, with a divine blessing, I got a call when I reached my Lawson YMCA and said, "Yeah, somebody wants to look at you at the pharmacy." So I went there. It was at 3625 West Chicago Avenue. Name was Ryerson Pharmacy. And the person who was pharmacist had a good reputation for Indian pharmacists because he had trained somebody Indian from my country. So he hired me, and then he treated me with so much respect and love, and really taught me how to be a good, honest pharmacist, not cheating, not doing any of the funny things that a lot of people do to succeed in business. And boy, I spent my best 3 years, learned from him, and became a pharmacist. But instead of moving forward, I want to just go back, and then I want to cover something about my roommates. And that's going to be my episode number 3. So what's my observation? What's my feeling at the time when I got a job? Wow. That was my feeling when I got a job. And what's the message? My journey is not about success or about wealth. My journey is about learning wisdom, earning wisdom in a hard way. And another message that I want to share is if you persist, you would succeed. So keep the hope up. That's my message. That's my observations. Till next, just wishing all of you guys health, wealth, and happiness. Wishing all of you love and divine bliss. This is Rajesh Chotalia from Chicago, Illinois, Glenview, saying goodbye. See you again on my 3rd episode of New Age Indian Dad. God bless you.